Happy and warm welcome to everyone who has joined so far, and I'm sure there's a few more who will join in just a few moments. At a time when so many congregations need strong leadership and support, it's a blessing to have so many of you join in this conversation today, so that we can draw from each other's energy and experience. May God use this time to enhance our capacity to help the members of our communities of faith. So my name is Katja Britton. A few of you will know me. I'm the Associate Director for Property and Mission here at TUCC. We'll begin with a couple of housekeeping notes. As you might see, we are recording the session, and by participating, you are agreeing to this recording. If you have any technical difficulties, please send a message to the person who is called only for this session. Her name is Help Ali. Usually her name is Ali, but today her name is Help Ali, so that you can identify her right away and contact her through the chat box. We ask everyone to stay muted. So throughout the whole presentation, please stay muted and please turn off your videos. That's more for technical purposes. Put any comments you might have in the chat box. I'm now handing over to Ron Ewart, the Executive Director at TUCC.
So good morning, everybody. My name's Ron Ewart. As Katja said, I'm TUCC's Executive Director, and I'm really pleased to be able to welcome you all to this session this morning. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the land on which we gather. We're gathering virtually, so that means we're all on different pieces of land. So I'm going to read the acknowledgement we use that's associated with our council office in Richmond Hill. We acknowledge with gratitude that we gather on the traditional territory of the Huron-Wendat, Petun, Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the New Credit and other indigenous peoples. This territory is covered by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, an agreement between the Haudenosaunee and the Ojibwe and allied nations to peaceably share and care for the lands around the Great Lakes. Today, South Central Ontario is home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, including survivors and intergenerational family members who have been impacted by the legacy of the residential school system. We honor them as we stand committed to be partners in healing, reconciliation, and justice.
Very briefly, an overview, who and what is TUCC? We work with Protestant denominations in South Central Ontario, all with the intention to connect resources with ministry. At this stage, please just check out our website for further details. So this morning, I'll start out with speaking about the research report that is going to be presented. After that, Jennifer Miltenberg from Kingsbridge Center, as well as the municipal councillor in Huron County, will introduce and show a video about this center. Kendra Fry and Hannah Morgan from Faith and the Common Good will then present the research from the Huron area. My colleague Jill Strapp, who you've already encountered, she'll introduce the breakout sessions that you will be then joining in for 30 minutes. After those, we'll reconvene to present a few key points back to the main group. Stephen Collette, also from Faith and Common Good, he's going to highlight some information about research grants that are available to communities of faith, and he'll provide some tips for accessing those. That's going to be a separate workshop right after this session. The same Zoom details applied to that. And just at this stage, I'd like to thank everyone, all facilitators, note takes, and all this tech support that we've received from all of you contributing to this. Thank you very, very much. So what we are really here to talk about is to present you a research study. It began in 2017. a research study with the title "The Value of Faith Buildings and the Effects of Their Loss in Ontario." Kendra from Faith and a Common Good initiated and conducted this 2-year project in partnership with Ontario Trillium Foundation, Ontario Nonprofit Network, and the City of Toronto, as well as Cardis and the National Trust of Canada. We surveyed existing nonprofit and community groups in Ontario that make use of faith building space. While this was an Ontario-wide study, we specifically focused on the areas Peterborough, Toronto, Huron, and Sudbury. Almost 2,000 responses came in, but upon academically sound screening, 948 input were used for this study. The questions focused on the types of groups utilizing these spaces, who they served, and how much they paid. Finally, they were asked whether they could think of an alternate location in case the church had to close. Today, we, TUCC, as a partner organization of Faith and a Common Good, wish to present and discuss the results of the study with you, the church community. We hope that today is indeed the beginning of a longer exchange of best practices. You might remember the reference to this article in the Anglican Journal about church buildings in many denominations becoming obsolete by 2040. Let's discern the will of God for the church and work together to see that we can change this trend. It's now over to Jennifer Miltenberg, and let's listen to what she's sharing with us.
There we go. I'm unmuted now. Thank you. You're about to see a video. And basically what happened was in 2012, they closed the Catholic Church with 5 weeks notice. And it was the only meeting place in the area because we are a rural community. So basically a dozen or so people spearheaded a bunch of public meetings. And after 2.5 years, we ended up purchasing the building. And in that 2.5 years, we had architects and engineers assess what was needed. We actually got the building for $1, but it cost us $180,000 to bring it up to code. We got private pledges for that. We became a charity. We had absolutely no municipal support, but in May 2015, we did achieve interim possession of the building. And the video you're about to see has been produced entirely by volunteers using a lot of footage from that very first work bee. A lot has happened since then. Over 600 volunteers have updated the building. If you go to our website, which is now kingsbridgecenter.ca, you'll see a lot of our progress and the fact that the building is fully opened right now and has a lot of programs. So Tay, if you'd like to cue up the video, that'd be awesome.